Carry out removing and fitting of new pilot bearing, removing and fitting of ring gear on flywheel, relining a clutch plate, checking condition of flywheel and pressure plate surface for reconditioning. Hello, my name is Charumadi. In this module, we are going to carry out removing and fitting of new pilot bearing, removing and fitting of ring gear in flywheel, relining a clutch plate, checking condition of flywheel and pressure plate surface for reconditioning. At the end of this exercise, you shall be able to remove and refit the pilot bearing, remove and refit the flywheel ring gear, realigning the clutch plate, checking the condition of the flywheel and pressure plate. Now let us take a look at the equipment, materials and tools required.
Tools or instruments. Trainees Toolkit 1 number. Straight edge 1 number. Box spanner 1 set. Special tool, bearing puller 1 number. Torque wrench 1 number. Equipment or machineries. Heavy vehicle 1 number. Materials. Cotton waste. Cleaning tool. Soap oil. Pilot bearing. Before we learn to inspect the pilot bearing, let us see what is the role of a pilot bearing and how to identify when it is faulty. When the clutch is disengaged, the transmission's input shaft and the engine's crankshaft are rotating at different speeds. The pilot bearing allows for this difference. This is why a faulty pilot bearing makes its most noise when the clutch pedal is completely depressed and the clutch itself is completely disengaged. It's located in the center of the crankshaft flange or flywheel. Pilot bearings sit between the engine and the clutch and allow for the speed difference between transmission shaft and crankshaft. Early signs of the pilot failing may be noise whenever the clutch is disengaged. The driver may also notice that the transmission is difficult to shift between gears or hard to put into reverse or first gear when stopped. A worn or damaged pilot bearing will make a whining or grinding noise. It will be very loud if the bearing is completely damaged. It occurs whenever the crankshaft and input shaft are rotating at different speeds. Now let us move on to the procedure. Task 1. Removing, cleaning, inspecting and refitting pilot bearing. Start by removing the gearbox assembly, followed by the removal of the clutch assembly. Proceed to loosen the mountings of the flywheel. Next, remove the bolts securing the flywheel assembly and take out the flywheel assembly. Thoroughly clean the flywheel mounting flange and the pilot bearing located at the rear end of the crankshaft. Attach a special tool designed for pilot bearing removal and gradually pull out the pilot bearing using a bearing pulley, placing it onto a tray. Subsequently, clean the bearing using kerosene and then using air pressure to eliminate any microscopic particles. Conduct a thorough inspection of the bearing for any signs of damage. Check the bearing noise. If damage is detected, replace the pilot bearing with a new component. Apply grease to the bearing fixing spot and position the bearing onto the rear end of the crankshaft. Using a brass drift and hammer to securely fix the bearing, ensuring it is properly fitted. Verify the bearing play with the help of clutch shaft. Ensure there is no excessive play or noise in the bearing. Following the bearing inspection, mount the flywheel and clutch assembly and use the clutch shaft for aligning the clutch plate. Fix the thrust bearing and reattach the gearbox assembly. Finally, connect the clutch pedal linkages and transmission linkages to complete the process. Task 2. Removing the flywheel ring gear. Begin by loosening the mountings of the flywheel. Then, remove the flywheel mounting bolts. Following the necessary safety precautions, carefully take out the flywheel and place it on a workbench for further examination. Clean the entire flywheel assembly and inspect the fitting of the flywheel ring. Remove the flywheel ring using a brass drift and hammer. In cases where the ring is stubborn and unable to be removed, heat the ring and remove it. Thoroughly clean any dust and rust accumulated on the flywheel. For refitting the flywheel ring gear, select a new flywheel ring and before placing it, use a propane torch to heat the flywheel ring evenly around 300 degrees. Once appropriately heated, position the flywheel ring on the flywheel and make use of a hammer and brass drift to clamp it securely in place. Task 3. Relining clutch plate. Begin by carefully examining both the clutch plate and lining. To remove the old rivets, use either drilling or a center punch with a hammer. After successfully removing the old linings, cleanse the clutch hub and cushion springs. Conduct a thorough inspection of the clutch hub flange, torsion spring, and cushion spring for any signs of damage, cracks, or noise. If any such issues are identified, repair or replace the damaged components. Select the appropriate size of clutch lining and rivets for the replacement. Before relining, ensure the clutch linings and hub unit are thoroughly cleaned. Align the rivet holes on the clutch spring with the clutch lining and secure the linings to the clutch plate using hand-wise Aussie clamps. Adjust the clamps as close as possible to the rivet holes. Under the guidance of an instructor, use a foot-operated riveting machine to rivet the linings to the clutch plate in sequence. After riveting, check the tightness of the lining rivets to ensure a secure attachment. Confirm that the clutch linings are properly riveted before putting the assembly back into use. Task 4. Inspecting pressure plate. Commence the pressure plate inspection by cleaning its surface thoroughly. Further, visually examine the friction face of the pressure plate to identify any signs of wear or damage. Using a straight edge and feeler gauge, assess the flatness of the friction face. If the flatness is not within the specified limit, it is recommended to resurface the pressure plate. However, exercise caution not to grind it below the minimum specified thickness during the resurfacing process. Task 5. Inspecting flywheel. Start by visually examining the flywheel surface for any cracks, signs of burning, or scoring. Evaluate the warpage of the flywheel friction surface using a straightedge and feeler gauge. If the warpage exceeds the minimum limit specified by the manufacturer, it is advisable to have the flywheel reground. Additionally, assess the ring gear for any wear or damage, and confirm the serviceability of the pilot bearing. Mount the flywheel onto the crankshaft and keep it on the inspection table. Record the phase runout of the flywheel using a dial indicator. If the phase runout of the flywheel surpasses the minimum limit specified by the manufacturer, consider having the flywheel reground. During the grinding process, ensure that the thickness of the flywheel remains within the limit specified by the manufacturer to maintain its structural integrity.
We have come to the end of the exercise. Let us have a recap on what we have learned in this module. Remove and refit the pilot bearing. Remove and refit the flywheel ring gear. Relining the clutch plate, checking the condition of the flywheel and pressure plate. Thus, we have learned to carry out removing and fitting of new pilot bearing, removing and fitting a ring gear in flywheel, relining a clutch plate, checking condition of flywheel and pressure plate surface for reconditioning. Do this exercise with the help of your instructor. Thank you.